Welcome back everyone. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 and see how this phone holds up in 2021. Now this is a mid-2020 review. I've already done a full review of it. So if you want to pick up this phone and some other phones I'd recommend this year, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and help support the channel at the same time. Now on the front of the Samsung Galaxy Note 9, we do have that 6.4-inch Super AMOLED display and it's a 1440p panel. And I've said this for a long time. This is one of the best looking panels from any Samsung Galaxy phone, but I feel like this panel was better than the Note 10 and even kind of better than the Note 20. Even though the Note 20's panel is still really good, you have a better feeling phone on the Note 9. Now, no high refresh rate or anything, but still a very good panel. Very little bezel around the whole entire panel. USB Type-C, headphone jack, S Pen, and microSD card slot on this phone as well. Another big contender of why this phone is such a beautiful phone without a doubt. And on the back, you have that glass back. Still feels extremely good in the hand without a doubt. Fingerprint sensor, and that dual camera setup. And without a doubt, I've said without a doubt 50 times already, this phone feels so good in the hand. IP certification, the whole 9 yards. It's a very solid phone for sure. Now camera wise, two 12 megapixel sensors, a wide angle lens and a telephoto lens, and this is the one area where this phone is great but also kind of strange in. There's no ultra wide sensor, obviously there's no other lenses, and although the quality of this camera is still really good, you are a bit outdated when it comes down to the whole entire, the quality of the lens and the capability of it, especially compared to something like a Galaxy S21 or Galaxy Note 21 or whatever those other devices are, Note 20 for that matter. You're going to be getting a very good camera from this thing, but it's not as good as the S20s or S21s, and especially for the front camera where you have that 8 megapixel wide angle lens, only 1440p video on that, where we can now do 4K at 60 on the new lenses. So take it as you will, but I think this camera is good, but definitely it's starting to show its age, around this time. Now next up we do have the software, and again this is one of the saddest aspects of this device. It started off with Android 8.1, so not even full Android 8, and it did end off with One UI 2.5 with Android 10, and I thought One UI 2.5 was a really good update. I thought One UI 2 was okay, but 2.5 specifically for a .x update, that was a pretty big update in my opinion. And I feel like this phone could have easily gotten Android 11, even Android 12. I feel like there's a lot of capability with this device still. And hardware-wise, this is the one area where Note devices just kill it in. And I do think this phone could have gotten the next version of updates. I guess we'll see what happens in the future. But I really do like this specific device in terms of software. I feel like it could have kept going. But this phone has a massive 4,000 mAh battery, bigger battery than basically all the other iPhones that were ever released. And this is a massive sized battery. When I look at this phone, I see a phone that just has so much capability and it's just so limited with its software. So battery size is great, wireless charging on this thing too. Now ending it off with the performance, this thing, Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 chipset with 6 gigs of RAM on the base model and 8 gigabytes of RAM on the top tier model. And as I've mentioned before, and I'm going to keep talking about this, the specific capability from this device is just so good. I feel like this phone could have just kept going. And I feel like this phone has a lot of capability when it comes down to the performance. It's still fairly fast. It doesn't feel super outdated. I think it has a lot of cool things up its sleeve. And I think if you need to use a daily phone, this is still a really good main phone to use in terms of performance. Even at that, 6 gig of RAM option, that's still quite a bit of RAM. Even 8 gigs is a good amount of RAM to have in a device. That's about the same as the S21. So this phone has a lot of capability, but again, it's just limited on its software. And I think that's the saddest aspect of it in mid-2021. I think this phone is still worth it, but the software is the one area that I just can't wrap my head around. If this phone got Android 11, if it got Android 12, I feel like this phone could last forever. But that's exactly what these manufacturers want you to do. They don't want it to last forever, so you have an excuse to go and update to the next version. I feel like this phone could have easily gotten the next version of software or whatever. Unfortunately, it didn't, and that's essentially where we're at right now. I feel like this phone, if it did get Android 11, if it got Android 12, we would be at a very interesting point where, a Note 9 could have easily, kept going and kept going. And this phone, when I feel it, when I look at it, whenever I do anything with it, it's a very fast phone. It still has a lot of capability. It's really just, limited by its software in my opinion. So if you want to pick up this phone or any other phones I'd recommend this year, links are down in the description. You can get them from there and help support the channel at the same time. If you guys have any other questions or anything, leave them down in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.